Slope of a line. Finding the slope using 2 points. Finding slope of the line given the graph. Finding the slope of the line given an equation. The slope of a line is a number that measures the steepness of the line, usually denoted with the letter M. It is the ratio of the change in y and the change in x. The greater the slope, the steeper of the line. So this is the formula of finding slope when the given are 2 points. M equals change in y over change in x. Change in y is rise. Change in x is run. If the line rises from the right to left, then the slope is negative. If the line rises from left to right, then the slope is positive. If the line is horizontal, then the slope is 0. If the line is vertical, then the slope is undefined. Example, tell whether the given graph is positive, negative, 0, or undefined slope. For number 1, we have the line. So this is the line rises from left to right. So therefore, if line rises from left to right, so that is positive slope. For number 2, we have the vertical line, and the vertical line is undefined slope. Okay, for this another example, identify the point on the line. Given a point on the line and its slope. So let's have number 1, negative 1 and 3 slope equals to 4. Negative 1 and 3, that is the x and y. And 4, this is equivalent 4 over 1. 4 is rise and 1 is run. So we have the graph here. We're going to plot first the negative 1 and 3. Or you can picture out in your mind, so where is the negative 1 and 3 located. Negative 1 and 3 is here. And then we're going to going up because it is rise. 4 counted 4 units rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then run going to the right is this one. So we have the points 0 and 7. Number 2, 2 and 5 is the x and y. And 3/4 is our rise and run. Rise is 3 and 4 is 1. So 2 and 5 is here. So let's count 3 rise. So 1, 2, 3. And then run is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore our point is 6 and 8. And number 3 is negative 5 and 1. Negative 5 is x and 1 is y. So negative 2 and 3, that is rise and run. So rise for 2 and run is 3. Take note the 3 as negative. So we have the slope negative. So negative 5 and 1 is here. Then let's count 2 upward. 1, 2. And then run going to the left or right. So since our slope is negative, we have 2 units to the left. So let's count 3. 1, 2, 3. So therefore, our answer here is negative 8 and 3. Finding the slope using 2 points. So we have the formula here. The slopes of the line have the formula. So what's the formula of this one? So the slope of the line containing 2 points. We have x of 1, y sub 1, and x of 2, y sub 2 is given by m equals change in y over change in x. Change in y is also rise. Change in x is also run. So this is the formula y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, where x sub 2 not equal to x sub 1. So finding the slope of the line that passes through the points. Given number 1, we have 2 and 5 and 4 and 8. 2 is the x sub 1 and 5 is the y sub 1. 4 is x sub 2 and 8 is y sub 2. Let's rename that first one. And we have the formula y sub 2 minus over y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So let's follow the formula. The x sub 2 is the here and y sub 2 is here, x sub 1 is y sub 1. So y sub 2 is 8. We're going to subtract to y sub 1, that's 5. And x sub 2 is 4. We're going to subtract to x sub 2 to x sub 1 plus 2. So we have the 8 minus 5 over 4 minus 2. So 8 minus 5 is 3 and 4 minus 2 is 2. So this is the final answer. Number 2, 3, 4, negative 1, and 3. And x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Then this is the formula. Let's follow. So 3 minus 4, negative 1 minus 3. So where is the 3? The y sub 2 is 3, this one. And minus y sub 1, the 4. and x sub 2, negative 1, minus 3. So the answer for this one is negative 1 over negative 4. Or in simplest form, we have 1 over 4. Both negative is positive. Number 3, we have negative 2 and negative 3, and negative 2 and negative 5. X sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2. So let's have the formula again. So let's follow. So the y sub 2 is negative 5, and negative 3 is y sub 1. So let's put open and close parentheses here for negative 3. So we can identify that this negative 3 is separated to the subtraction sign. So it's also this one. Negative 2 minus negative 2. And then, as you can see, both negative here. So we have to change the sign. So it becomes positive. So negative here is becomes positive. And then negative, positive 3, that is negative 2. Because it's unlike sign, we have to subtract, copy the sign of the higher number. Negative 2 and positive 2, that is 0 to subtract. So negative 2 over 0 is undefined. So that's the answer. Fineness of the line given the graph. So let's have the example. Find the slope of each line. So we have the graph here. We're going to count the slope. So how to count the slope? So do we know the rise over run? So that is the slope. So we're going to count the rise first and then the run. And then let's have the final answers. So we had the 2 points here. And the 2 points here is this one. And another point is here. So that's the ordered pairs. So let's count. So from this point, we're going to count up. Alright, says let's count 1 and 2. So it means we have 2 for rise and then run 1. So it means we have equals negative 2 over 1. Why is it negative 2? Because we're going to the left, right? So that is the final answer is negative 2. Now another one for number 2, we have another points here, 1 point here, and then let's count from rise 1, 2, 3, 4. The count for rise is 4, and going to the right as positive 1. So therefore that is 4 over 1 or 4. So going to the right, that is positive. Then another given example, the point, the ordered pair here is this one and another one here. So let's count first. So start from here, let's count to the rise 1. And then going to the right, 1, 2. So therefore that is 1/2. So this is positive because it's going to the right. Find the slope of the line given on equation. So we have the example. So slope-intercept form is, this is a formula. Y equals mx plus b. So determine what is the slope. M is the slope or gradient. That is another code of M. So y equals 5x plus 3. So we're going to identify the slope. So as you can see here in the formula, the together of x is the slope. So what is the together of x? That is 5. So therefore, m equals to 5. For number 2, we have y equals 1/2 x plus 3. The together of x is 1/2. Therefore, the m is equals to 1/2. And for this one, 3x plus y equals negative 3 is not in slope-intercept form. We're going to change this into slope-intercept form. So we have 3y plus y minus 3x equals negative 3 minus 3x. How is it becomes like that? So we're going to change this one into slope-intercept form. This x must be here in the right side. So we're going to transpose here, or we're going to use the subtraction property of equality. Why is it subtraction property of equality? Opposite of 3x is negative. So it means that it's negative. It is now why is it negative? That is the opposite of 3x. So the opposite of 3x is negative. Therefore, negative is subtraction. So that is subtraction property of equality. So now 3x and negative 3x is cancelled out. Then we're going to write it here, the negative 3x. That's why it's proportion of equality. So it means the given here is this 1. Y equals negative 3x minus 3. Now, as you can see, the negative 3x is in this first of the negative 3 or before the negative 3 because we're going to arrange this one or rearrange the variables. So the final answer is m is negative 3. So the slope here, we can identify the slope now. Match the slope in the column A with its corresponding equation in column B. So let's have the given example. Write the letter of the correct answer. So for number 1, m equals to 3, we're going to find out where is the equation that has m equals to 3. So m equals to 3 is we have for letter C because this is positive 3. So the answer is letter C. For number 2, m equals to negative 1. Negative 1 or x is the same. So we're going to look it out, the negative x. So therefore, the negative x here is D. So this is the negative 1 for slope. So that's the answer, letter D. For number 3, we have negative 3. So let's find out the negative 3 slope here. And as you can see, that's only letter B that has negative 3. So we're going to write the answer, letter B. For number 4, we have 2 over 3, positive 2 over 3. And A is negative 2, 3. So therefore, that's not. So letter E. Yeah, so this is a positive 2/3 of m. So therefore, the answer is letter E. For number 5, we have negative 2/3. So we identify that letter E is the answer because of the m, or the slope is negative 2/3. So that's the answer, letter E. So that's the final answer.